It is the Riot Podcast. Hi, guys.
Welcome to your Friday weekend edition of our podcast.
Mm-hmm. So a little shorter than yesterday, actually.
Oh, is it?
Well, we spent...
we just talked more yesterday.
Well, that and we talked more... we talked about the Trump COVID thing a few times today.
I didn't put that in.
So when you feature the same piece of news multiple times, it cuts into podcast time. We do talk the Trump COVID-19 diagnosis. We talk about Cops Fat Bear Month.
Oh, I love it.
Obadiah's love for editing. The top 20 toys of Christmas. Mm-hmm. Getting judgy. Star Wars Squadrons. Smash Bros. Mm-hmm. Nikki's disappointing Animal Crossing run.
I've just been so busy and I feel bad. I look at my Switch there and I really feel bad.
Because you've got friends on the island that you've been neglecting.
I actually, last night I don't have internet. And so I tried to do it, but I just wouldn't do the update. And I just want to plant pumpkins. That's all I want to do. But Nikki, I couldn't. So I'm mad at myself.
Can't you hotspot your phone?
Well, I could, but I hotspotted all afternoon and... It was just, I have unlimited, but I'm also on a business plan with others. So technically,
you're not really unlimited. You're in a pool.
I'm in a pool, but we're tier 1.
Yeah.
But then I have today for all the day, and then I have tomorrow until the guy comes to fix it. So I was just like, no, just don't. It's bedtime anyways. Just don't.
Just stop.
Just stop and go to sleep.
What you need to do is what about your neighbor's Wi-Fi?
No, I really should have brought it to work with me today, but
it's fine.
We'll figure it out. We got other things to do. We got a busy day, and then we'll take some time.
I have my car right now.
What do you have?
I have a T-Mobile hotspot where they give you 100 gig. It's 20 or 100 gig for free.
Yeah.
They call it a test drive, and I never used it.
Oh, I could. The guy's coming anyways. It's okay. It's all right.
All right. Well, the Army, and Croctober.
That's it.
So
That's
you guys
in the podcast today.
Enjoy
this,
whatever this is.
Make sure you say hi. You can join us by texting 877-2-RADIO-U. Text your name, and that's your podcast listener. So anytime you text us over the weekend, we'll still see it when we come in on Monday. Mm-hmm. And then you can join us at Radio U Riot on our Facebook page for our interviews and our extra stuff that we've done this week.
Okay.
Have a great day. Bye-bye.
The Riot. They're kind of a big deal.
Hey, can we do that again? Maybe a little more energy?
No. Radio U.
Short of a nuclear war, can you think of anything that would just raise the volume level on the election right now?
Oh,
can
the noise of it?
Just use your imagination for just a minute. Can you come up with anything?
I don't know.
How about the President of the United States having COVID-19?
So him and his wife.
What the heck?
Have been confirmed.
What?
So are they going to test again, do you think? Or are they
probably?
They pretty sure? But that was what we woke up to.
I don't know. I see here just before 1 a.m. Eastern, the president tweeted that he could confirm that he and the first lady tested positive for COVID-19 and that they were beginning their quarantine and recovery process. So that's it. Apparently, one of the president's aides, Hope Hicks, she tested positive, and of course that led to everybody getting a test, which led to a positive test.
There it is.
And so now, the only thing I can compare this to is Governor Mike DeWine tested positive. He's the governor of Ohio.
Yeah.
And he's been a real leader, Nikki, when it's come to COVID response nationwide.
Sure.
And so I just assumed, he tested positive and then negative,
yes.
and then negative and negative. So they tested. I imagine, and I don't know this, just my imagination, for the president to come forward with a positive, I would like to think that he had at least 2 tests.
I don't know. Maybe they learned from the DeWine thing, but I'm not sure.
I don't know either. But
so they're now comparing it to so the other it's comparable would be when Boris Johnson, the prime minister
of the UK, had it.
Yeah, he had it. So it'd be comparable to, when a world leader gets it.
It's crazy.
There it is.
Again, could we crank
so much noise,
the volume up? And
well, at least it's going into the weekend, so you can kind of hide from all the noise if you want.
Yeah, there's that. The other thing that I've got to say is the last thing that President Trump needs is free time with his phone.
Because you're in quarantine.
This guy does not need to be watching any more TV or tweeting any more than he already is. He doesn't need that. We don't need that. Oh my gosh.
So that's the big news this morning.
Yeah. That's big news, right? Especially, I mean, if he had gotten him back in March, that would have been one thing. Man, the election is in a month.
Mm-hmm.
What the what? I got nothing else to say.
Okay.
I feel like that's
that
enough.
What's worse than the worst of the riot? The worst of the riot podcast. Yeah, you did this to yourself. Podcast. Riot. Radio U.
So, Nikki, how long have you been a fan of Cops, the TV show?
You know, I don't know if I ever got into Cops. I watched the other one.
I know what you're thinking.
The PD one? What was that one?
Live PD?
Yeah, I used to like Live PD for just the tiniest bit. That was a good show.
It was big for a hot minute, and then everybody was like, this is terrible because something.
Well, yes, with the cop thing. So people turned on that show. Well, not turned on the show, but the network did, even though it has such a big fan base, and that did not end well for A&E.
Well, Cops got canceled.
Yeah, at the same time.
Yes. They just said, hey, we're done. The show was running on the Paramount Network, which I did not know. And so that was it for Cops, right? Wrong. Cops, just like Tenet and so many other American properties, are big overseas.
Oh, other countries do it?
They watch our Cops.
Yeah.
So
it's not like they're making their own version?
No. And so Cops is back in production for contracts in other markets.
Countries? Wow.
Yes. So you won't see Cops in the United States.
But you'll see the show that they're filming here.
In other countries.
In other countries. Wow.
Later this year. Isn't that crazy?
That is. You wonder where it's more popular at.
Let's see. I actually didn't look to see. I can tell you this right now, that they're currently filming in Spokane, Washington.
Mm-hmm.
It is the longest running. No, it's not the longest running, but it's a very long running TV shows. They were on for 33 seasons. Nope. I don't know. I don't know exactly which markets it's going to end up in, but somewhere over there.
And you can watch it, but just not here.
You know what's funny is I don't even want to watch Cops, but now that I can't, I'm like, ooh, maybe we could figure out a way to get it.
I wonder if they'll repackage it, or is it literally just the same? But I've not seen that show in so long, so I don't know. I'd confuse it with the Live PD stuff.
No idea.
A Rotten Tomatoes score so high, they refuse to make it public. The Riot on Radio U.
Nikki, maybe you can tell me, what the heck is Fat Bear Week?
Oh, you don't know? I don't think it's the
Aside
first week.
From discriminatory and offensive?
No, it's some park or some place where, the bears are bulking up currently to get ready for the winter nap. And it's a competition of seeing,
doesn't that sound good?
I know, doesn't it?
Nap.
But I think people vote on, the fattest bear in the area, and it's a big competition thing. You heard of it before. I thought they did it last year.
All I know is that I am very frustrated by what I'm hearing.
What you're seeing, right? That's some big bears.
They say it's an annual online tournament which takes place each October, requiring people to choose which Katmai National Park bear has put on the most weight over the summer.
Yeah, so you just get to vote on which one.
It is fascinating just how much weight they've gained. You look at them in June and it looks like a hairy dog.
Yeah.
And then you hit September and it's like, whoa.
They are massive.
So
they say some of the bears can go to up to 12,000 pounds by the time fall's here.
Wait.
They can get up.
1,200?
I'm sorry, 1,200.
Okay. All right. I was just making sure.
What
just
bear
asking.
is that?
Okay.
1,200 pounds by this time.
Okay. In fairness,
they look so overweight, like it's uncomfortable because they're just trying to pile it all in.
Yeah, but how great is it that they're like, yeah, I spend the summer eating and then I just sleep it off in the winter.
That's all they have to do.
They do. Then you know what you do after you've lost all the weight? You shoot a year's worth of Instagram photos, then you go right back to eating.
That's all you do.
It's perfect.
So it started on Wednesday. They got more than 100,000 votes in the first 24 hours. A couple of bears have already been booted out, so I'm not sure how long it lasts for, but you can still...
Not fat enough, apparently.
Pretty much. One was 856 pounds. Bear 856 and bear 402. they did not impress enough voters with their weight gain.
Not enough, huh?
So that was it. So yeah, it happens each year, and it's really fun.
Holly beat Chunk.
I like their names. They look like whenever you see a story of like an overweight dog who the tummy is just so big and they need to go on a diet. They all look like that. Like they just really have piled it on.
But they're doing what they're supposed to.
Exactly. And if they didn't, they would not be as safe.
I wish that we had this same attitude towards people.
It's
as
not
we apparently
happen.
do towards these bears, where we're like, oh, it's cute that Obadiah's put on 40 pounds this summer.
Okay.
He should take the winter off and sleep it off.
So the bracket for Fat Bear Week, actually, it looks like it concludes on October 6th, and that's called Fat Bear Tuesday. So that is next week.
It still breaks my heart.
So you can go and vote on which fat bear you want.
These bears are people, okay? They have feelings.
They do, and they're actually proud of this.
All right.
I like their names. Chunk, Holly, Grazer.
Sounds like a bunch of DJs.
Otis, Walker. Oh, yeah, don't say that. You're like, hey, what's your new DJ name going to be?
Otis and Walker in the mornings on
the Grazer.
On the Grazer country.
The worst podcast with the best listeners. This is the Worst of the Riot podcast.
All right, Nikki, I know that you probably don't know, but I'm going to have to ask you anyway because you're the only other person in the room.
Yeah, it's fine. Just by way of that's just me.
Yeah, is there like something happening this weekend, like a Sylvester Stallone movie or something that's coming out?
Why do you see, like, is he getting a lot of news or something?
No, it's just, you know how I check the movie sales every day?
Yeah. Oh, there are a lot of his?
Oh, yeah. I mean, it is just Stallone Friday around here.
I wonder why.
I don't know, and that's why I thought maybe, you're a woman of the world. You're plugged in. Not
necessarily for his stuff. Let's see. Sylvester Stallone re-edits Rocky stuff in new video. Teases surprises.
He is working on a quote-unquote director's cut of Rocky IV. I did know that. So outside of him doing Rocky news, I wouldn't say there was anything else new, but maybe that's all they needed. Maybe it was. Because, like with this honestly being October, you'll more see the horror movies start to go on sale. Okay, that's what I was thinking. All the thriller, scary ones. But, Sylvester Stallone, that's an odd one. Maybe he is scary. Maybe he did one. maybe it's thrilling how scary it can be. Yeah. Outside of just the fact that he had Rocky news, that could be why. Okay. All right. Well, it's all I got. The other thing they're recutting is Godfather 3. Yeah. They just released that. It's now been retitled The Godfather Coda, and it comes out like in December. Why would they call it that? Well, a coda's, like a musical piece at the end. So I don't know. But maybe it's the new hotness. We'll grab old movies and we'll recut them and re-release them because let's face it, we can't make new ones anymore. So this is what they're doing to kind of fill in the time. The sad part is I'm such a huge fan of alternate cuts of films. I love that. Editing is one of the most amazing things that you'll ever do. If you ever get to edit anything, it's just incredible how much you can change something. From the original source? Oh, it's wild what you can do and just how much it changes the feeling and the vibe. And so I just have this weird thing where, and this is why I'm a sucker for Blu-rays and DVDs and stuff, is that they make a movie and then they're like, yeah, we have this alternate cut. I might not even like the movie very much. Which would be like, so for Godfather 3, you don't like that one. But I want to see this. But you want to see the new cut? Oh, yeah. I want to watch the original, and then I want to watch this, and I want to see what's different. I have no idea what it is about my brain that works that way, but I totally do that. And I have done that for movies, again, that I care nothing about. Well, don't look at the Rocky stuff then, because it seems like that's what they're doing. All right. Well, and I'm also not buying any Sylvester Stallone movies today. You say that now, but that's because you did last weekend. Isn't he in the Expendables? Well, I was going to say I hit my quota. I bought 3 Sylvester Stallone movies on Sunday. He bought the Expendables pack, which we're still questioning and wondering, but supportive on the other hand. Hey, all the action stars are in it. I mean, the older ones. I think most of them.
Giving every novelty food the publicity it so blatantly desires. It's The Riot on Radio U.
All right, Nikki, I have here Amazon's top 20 toys for Christmas 2020.
Do they count electronics as toys? Or are we talking like toys?
These seem to be like toys, and not
which
so
are still
much.
fine.
Yeah, I mean, hey, I'll just tell you right now, I have managed to say, well, I managed, past tense, to stay on Toys R Us's mailing list for a long time.
Yeah.
And every year I would get the toy catalog for Christmas, and I loved
that
looking at it.
was always the thing.
I loved it. And, of course, Toys R Us took a dirt nap, and they're gone. Poor Jeffrey.
So what does Amazon say?
Okay, I'll give you a couple of examples. How about the Barbie Fresh and Fun food truck?
Oh, that's cute.
Food truck Barbie!
That's cute.
That's pretty awesome. The LOL Surprise OMG remix plane.
Looks like a lot of LOL stuff.
Yeah, it does. Actually, there are two of them. The remix Honeylicious Fashion Doll, the Squeaky Interactive Balloon Dog. So it's a toy that looks like a balloon dog.
You would know the balloon dog if you saw it.
You know, like if you ever see a balloon.
The dog one?
That they make. I can actually make a balloon animal. Get a long balloon and watch a YouTube tutorial, and you too will be making balloon animals.
But now you don't have to. It's an interactive one.
Uno Showdown, which is apparently a new form of Uno. Thank you for going to RadioU.com, clicking on donate. The Kids Zoom Studio, which is a webcam, it seems, or a camera of some kind, so you can be your own streamer.
See, I assumed everything on this list was the next two things, Mandalorian and Baby Yoda stuff.
So there's a Mandalorian Lego set, there's a Baby Yoda, and of course there's the cheap one, and then there's the super expensive animatronic one.
How much is the super expensive one?
You know what? I haven't. How can this not be a link?
How is it not clickable?
I don't know. I know that the cheap one, like just the stuff one you can find for it's somewhere between $18 and $25. I saw it at Costco.
You almost bought one, right? Because it's toys.
I almost bought it, and I was like, bro, what are you doing? Just come on. There's going to be a Back to the Future DeLorean toy. There's a Paw Patrol Dino Rescue Dino Patroller, and the Super Mario Interactive, the Lego stuff.
So did the Lego Super Mario stuff ever come out?
Yeah, it's out.
Didn't seem...
It's too, you know what? It's like
too
everything
expensive.
else Lego. It's too expensive.
It's too expensive just to sit there on my desk. I mean, I'll pay for other Lego stuff, but I just didn't seem as interested in the Mario ones.
I mean, I get it. I'm a hypocrite. I'm buying crap all the time that's too expensive and too whatever. But man, Lego for me is just, it's one brick too far, guys.
Just can't afford it.
I just can't. So Christmas is coming. They say those, according to Amazon, that's the hotness.
That's the big stuff.
And I love Christmas, and I love toys. Toys are cool.
Everything you love about the Riot, plus a handy-dandy fast-forward option. This is the Worst of the Riot podcast.
Confession time. I definitely just sneered at somebody on Instagram.
Oh, did you?
I'm not going to say who they are or what they did.
But why?
But, I got a little judgy.
Yeah.
On the inside. I mean, I might have told Nikki about it. Okay, but like nobody else, all right?
It happens every so often on social media.
Here's the interesting thing, is that after I got all judgy and I got quiet, see, I've got a relationship with God. Jesus' Holy Spirit lives inside my heart. And the thing that I felt like God was just like, not mocking. I'm not mocking. It's like, well, why not? Come on, God, get in some jabs with me. We're better than them.
This is good.
You and I so easily can look at people all the way from, you get super judgy with the president today. Did you hear he has COVID-19? You're all judgy. Well, he didn't wear a mask that one time. Whatever it is. Like, we always find ways to figure out how we're better than other people, obviously. And social media just makes it easier for us to find all the ways we're better than other people. But, God doesn't look down on the people in your feed, and God doesn't look down on you. Jesus loves you. Yeah, you have undoubtedly made some mistakes, and we could easily run out and begin criticizing others for life choices or this is or that's, but that's not where God is. God loves you. God wants to meet you where you are. He loves me. He wants to meet me where I am, knowing that I'm not perfect, knowing there are things I need forgiven for, and knowing that, you know what, I could probably use some coaching, a little direction, a little help in getting some things right. So listen, maybe you've encountered somebody like Obadiah in your past who was super judgy and said some mean things. He's a poor representative, but I want you to know that God loves him too, but God loves you. So listen, don't let other people shut you off from God's love. He wants good things for you. Jesus wants to be a part of your day-to-day life. And right now, if you never have, you can just say, Jesus, I want that. I want you in my life. I want you to fill me with your spirit and, show me how this thing is done. Forgive me. Well, let's do this. You know what? God loves that. He loves you. He wants to be a part of Friday and Saturday and Sunday. And even though you want to, he's going to do Monday with you because you want to stay in bed. I get it.
Where do you go when you need someone to listen to your problems and give you a big hug? Not here. Obviously, this is The Riot on RadioU.
Are you ready to hear a word that you're not going to want to hear ever again, but you're going to hear over and over and over?
Well, you got me nervous. What's the word now?
Oh, Nikki.
Yeah, once you hear it, you can't unhear it.
You ready?
Yeah.
Twindemk.
Twindemk?
It's like a pandemic.
But
there's two.
So, is there supposed to be two viruses or something, or what?
Think about it like this, Nikki. The flu plus COVID-19.
And that's
Twindemk.
That's a Twindemk. It sounds like a sci-fi show.
Twindemk tornado.
Yes, it sounds exactly like a movie of theirs.
It does, doesn't it?
Are they saying that's what they're worried about this winter?
Oh, yeah. And you know what?
Want to be worried about this stuff.
Well, Nikki, the thing is that maybe you wouldn't have been worried about it.
But now that you said it.
But now that you have a word for it, that gives us a whole new thing to be upset about.
Why can't you just take it back? Take back the word. How
about this? Here's a good one. I thought Twindemk was about the debates. Is that the presidential election?
Nope, it's something else.
No, it's the fear that you could have COVID and the flu.
At the same time.
At the same time.
That sounds awful.
Dude. Two diseases, same time.
They're saying that, now, because we've been going through this for so long that everybody has a pretty healthy fear of getting it. It's just the fear of the unknown, or have you had it? Are you going to get it? That sort of thing. And remember when it was just the flu we were worried about? It was just a casual worry. Like, I really hope I don't get it. Now you're really, really worried.
I got myself the flu shot.
Yeah, but who knows if that...
And I've talked to somebody the other day that I was like, well, you know what they put in you when you got the flu shot? And I was like, yes.
The flu.
The flu. Strain whatever. Like, what? Fine. And they're like, no, that ain't it, bro.
Well, you're going to have to just trust that it is.
Okay, fine. But also, I was a sheeple for wearing a mask. And I was like, I'm so glad we're having this talk. Like, I'm so glad we're together on this. I'm a masker, apparently. Yeah. What even is that?
Listen, just focus on Twindemk.
Isn't that the guy that goes around with the tape and he puts it up so you don't get paint on the trim?
It's okay.
Okay.
It's all right.
Twindemk, Nikki. Coming to theaters this December.
Oh, no. It's
straight
to on.
It's not even on
demand.
Netflix. No.
It's not. I think it's like it's still a show on sci-fi or on TV.
Isn't it just like the worst? Isn't that don't you just want to just say let's get some legislation in place? You can't use that word. I feel like that word is going to swallow the news cycle.
Probably.
When I saw it last night, I laughed with glee, and then I was just I immediately switched to crying.
Proper planning prevents poor performance. Clearly, the riot didn't properly plan. This is the worst of the riot on RadioU.
So, Nikki, let's talk about some Nintendo news.
Yeah, what they got?
Well, yesterday, they announced and practically broke the internet that Minecraft Steve is coming to Super Smash Bros.
All right.
It's happening, man.
That's what breaks the internet.
Which is funny because it broke the internet in that some people were crazy excited and other people were furious that it wasn't. Insert the name of their favorite character here.
Oh, yeah. People are just mad.
Yeah. People are just mad.
Happy or you're just mad.
And that
can fluctuate too,
That's everything. What Nikki just said right there.
Yeah, what else did they have?
Well, no, that
was it?
Okay. That just tells me that you don't understand
how big it was.
What a big deal it is.
I didn't know if Nintendo had any other news with it, but I see that was enough.
Well, you know what, Nikki? After you didn't even download version 1.5 patch for Animal Crossing, I don't even know if you deserve.
So I think I have it. When did that one come out? Was it yesterday?
I don't know, but let me tell you what's in it. Okay. In Animal Crossing New Horizons, your BFF that you've been totally ignoring, in version 1.5, you get the ability to grow pumpkins.
That I can't wait.
There are costumes at Able Sisters.
Okay.
You get new skin tone and eye color options, plus some pumpkin DIY crafting recipes.
Ooh.
Which at the photo I'm looking at, there are jack-o'-lanterns for days.
Can't wait.
So also, the patch notes are saying that you can, I don't know, they've added some new stuff to the Nook shopping catalog.
Sure.
And
I should have brought it to work today. I had something done in my yard yesterday, and wouldn't you know where they were, they ended up cutting my cord for my internet. And so the guy has to come, and the lady was like, yeah, you can come in 5 days. And I was like, oh, really? That many? And so thankfully he's coming Saturday now.
Really?
Really?
Only 5 days.
Oh, my goodness. But he's
5 days with no internet. I should be fine.
It's fine. Did you know the new Animal Crossing update came out? Are you sure?
I'll just drive in and download it somewhere where they have Wi-Fi.
Fine. So he's coming Saturday afternoon. So then Saturday evening, I can catch up on Animal Crossing.
There you go.
And all the pumpkin stuff.
Well, they also will be doing on October 31st. There's going to be a Halloween event.
Oh, there is?
Whatever that is.
Trick-or-treating?
And they added new features for visiting Dream Islands with Luna. You can choose your destination from a list of previously visited Dream Islands, and you can favorite Dream Islands that you visited.
That's good. I only went to a couple of Dream Islands and I got bored of it because every time you'd have to re-put in the number.
Sure.
So it was like, how am I supposed to just remember all these numbers?
Yeah, well, now you won't
now
have
to. Now I don't have to.
Yeah, so there you go.
Okay, that's the plan for this weekend. Once the guy comes tomorrow
to
fix it.
The thing is, like between now and then, this would be a perfect time for you to have a Switch Lite so that you could...
I wouldn't be able to put my stuff over.
You could try out the new internet with it tomorrow.
I could.
See if the new internet's any good.
Well, I'm just gearing up because I know that the guy...
Why do I keep doing this?
Why do you keep bugging me about it?
I don't even care, but I keep bothering you
I'm just afraid, like, I know the guy coming tomorrow. Like, I know the cord has been cut somewhere outside, but they were saying, oh, they'll have to, if you want to rerun a new wire, that'll take many more days. And I know that they're probably going to have to end up maybe rerunning one. So hopefully it'll all be tomorrow. I'm planning on going outside and just pretending to be real dumb about it all just to get them to get it all fixed.
Now, are you saying that's where the internet comes from?
I know, I'm so prepared. It's like, so I need a whole new wire? You can't you just bury it right now for me?
I don't want a wire. I want wireless.
In case you're wondering, yes, we do get complaints.
They have gone too far. This time, they are going to be held accountable.
You're listening to The Riot on Radio U.
Are you that tired still?
No, I'm fine. What?
I feel like you could just fall over and just go to sleep.
Maybe I could. You know what? I think I'm just talked out, which is not a good place for a radio personality to be.
But probably because of coming off our fundraiser, we talked so much during our fundraiser that we were off on Monday. We've had a week now. It's still a little harder to get back into our normal schedule and routine.
Yeah. Now I'm looking right now at Oculus Rift bundles.
Don't look when you're tired.
Why?
What are you doing?
Well, I'll tell you why I'm looking at it. Because Nikki, Star Wars Squadrons comes out today. Have you talked to your husband about it?
Is that what he was asking you about yesterday?
Eric and I are having a bad conversation about that.
Because you're enabling each other?
Yes.
About what?
Well, we've realized that we need virtual reality headsets and HOTAS setups.
Oh, no.
That's hands-on throttle and stick.
For the game?
Yeah. Nikki, do you want me to enjoy it?
Do I want you guys happy?
Like at peak?
Well, what is it then? So you'd have to buy a new Oculus, which is a virtual reality thing that you've had.
So I buy it and I sell it. That's just
He goes back and forth with it.
You buy it, you sell it, you buy it, you sell it. Now, I've got options. You could wait, next month, October 3rd. No, not next. It's October, guys. October 13th. So 12 days from now, 11 days from now.
11.
I don't do math. You'll be able to buy the Oculus Quest 2.
Okay.
That is the standalone VR headset that will also plug into your PC.
And how much will that be?
$299.
It's actually not. It could be worse. It could be way worse.
It could be.
Way worse.
Or if you would go to like a retail establishment, the Oculus Rift S, which only plugs into a PC.
Yeah.
Those are $400. They're not as good, quote unquote, in some ways as the Quest 2. But if you go and look, a lot of people are now trying to dump their Rift S.
Sure.
So you can pick them up for
a cheaper,
even new, between $250 and $300. So,
and that's to play the Squadrons game?
Yeah.
Which Nathan just texted. He said, gosh, I want virtual reality for the Squadrons too.
I know.
Everybody wants
Look at
it.
John. I have HOTUS and VR. It cost me $200 just for the HOTUS. Here's the thing is, and
so
that's
HOTUS is what?
Hands-on throttle and stick. Those are basically controllers.
Ah, you guys.
Look at how nerdy it is.
Look at you guys.
So nerdy.
Oh my gosh. But if you want to really immerse yourself in the game, I'm sure it's needed.
I don't know.
So you want to buy HOTUS, the new
headset.
Oculus, and the game itself.
The game itself is I could with a coupon I have, I could get it for $30.
Don't act like that's where we're saving the money here. I mean,
Hey, $10 off is $10 off.
yeah, but you had to buy all the other stuff.
Technically, you could just play it without all that.
Oh,
like
you could.
You could just sit down and play with a controller.
Oh, well, great. Why don't you just do that? Is that what you and Eric have been talking about? Just playing it with a controller?
Yeah. Eric and I were both like, you know what? We don't need all that fancy stuff. That's ridiculous.
Let's be reasonable right now, and let's just go ahead and play it the old way.
Why would we do that?
Oh, gosh. I'm worried.
How silly.
I knew he said he was talking about some game, and I was like, oh, yeah, which one? But I didn't hear any more about it.
It's bad.
Is it bad?
It's bad. You know why? What has really like turned the temperature up is the reviews are very good.
Really good? Oh,
really
jeez.
good. And so you and I are both just like, oh, jeez. Struggle.
All right, well, let's see how long people last and not end up buying it, or how long it takes for everybody to buy it.
Worst of the Riot. Radio U.
You know, Nikki, when you're in the Army, there's a standard.
There is.
You got to meet that standard.
Yep.
And so Wednesday of this week, the Army has released new guidelines for optimal soldier performance.
Hey, we still won't meet these.
No.
Even if they're new, as in, like, did they make new ones that are lower so that more people can count?
You would be shocked at how much we've lowered the bar, and yet you're still unable to reach it.
Oh, well, we try.
They released the FM 722 Holistic Health and Fitness Manual. The guide is no longer focused entirely on grueling physical challenges, but it also has new chapters on things like setting goals, visualizing success,
Hey!
and spiritual readiness.
All right.
And then finally, they have something that I would like us to zero in on here.
What is it?
And that is, and I quote, napping.
Oh, they put in the Army stuff that you're supposed to nap?
Let me give you a quote from the manual. Soldiers can use short, infrequent naps to restore wakefulness and promote performance. When routinely available sleep time is difficult to predict, soldiers might take the longest nap possible as frequently as time is available. So the Army says
We should be napping.
take a nap.
Now, I feel like, based on the Army stuff that I still see, that if I were to, join going in thinking that this is how it was, I'm still going to be yelled at if I go and join and I'm napping.
You're like, hey, Sarge,
You said I was supposed to be taking naps when I can.
I'm going to need a nap this afternoon because you had us up way too early.
So I'm a little worried that I would still get yelled at if I was going by some of their new things.
Yeah. So,
Or do they mean once you're already in and trained?
They say, well, that's not going to be for boot camp.
Ah, okay.
Part of this, they say, is that apparently during deployments in Iraq and Afghanistan, one of the biggest issues they had is that the commanders on the ground didn't prioritize sleep.
Oh, and so everybody extra
Everyone was
tired.
exhausted, and they said that the consumption of energy drinks among soldiers was enormous.
And that hurts your health, and just not having enough sleep hurts your health.
They say that they also found a link between those who were not sleeping, drinking a lot of energy drinks, and mental health problems.
I can see that.
They were less able to deal with the stress that they were put under. And so they're recommending, and this may shock you, sleep.
Sleep, more sleep. And if you can't sleep at night, then you're supposed to be taking naps when you can to catch up on some of it.
You know what? I I just feel like there's a lesson for all of us here.
I think so.
Like, are you finding?
Yes, Sarge.
Are you finding yourself in a circumstance where you're overly dependent on energy drinks and unable to handle the stress of day to day?
Then you need some sleep.
Sounds like you might need a nap.
Lately, each night, when I still have a few things to do, so I can't go to sleep quite yet, I found myself getting, have you ever been so tired that you're restless because you're so tired?
Absolutely.
And it's so it's just next level. And I just remember I was moving my arm. I was doing something where I was like, oh my gosh, you're so tired. You can't stop. Like, what's going on? But you're too tired to even fall asleep.
You know what, Nikki? That's a good time for deep breathing exercises.
And not an energy drink.
Or stretching.
Or stretching would be good?
Yes,
that's a good idea.
A lot of times if you've been so stressed, you got a lot of tension in your body. If you will, sometimes, like I said, breathing will do it, but otherwise get up and stretch. And what that will do is that'll kind of release some of that tension and lay back down.
It's like we joined the Army here, guys.
Hey, listen.
Look at all the good stuff we're getting.
Sarge knows.
He'll lead us in the right direction.
The Riot Radio U.
Nikki!
Obi!
It's perfect!
I know, it's cute.
You know, Nikki has Crocs.
I do. A listener sent me a pair, which I love, and I appreciate him for doing that. That was so sweet.
She's constantly walking around the building in socks and Crocs.
I don't have any of the charms that you put on it. Is it the gibbets?
Gibbets.
Gibbets, that's the term?
Gibbitz.
So I don't have any of those, but I know a lot of people collect those, and I had never seen something like this, but Andy sent it to us on Facebook.
Thank you, Andy. Nikki, it's Croctober.
Yeah, which is a thing.
Yeah, and apparently you do 23 days of Croctober, and you...
It's like an advent calendar where you buy it.
For your shoes?
But for your shoes. So when you open up each day, it's a gibbet that's in there.
It's a new gibbet.
Yeah, it's a great idea. I love advent calendars. I always do those.
Are you going to do it?
No, I mean, that would be jumping real in, don't you think? And I'm too late. It's already started.
Well, you know what? That means it's probably on clearance now.
I should have bought it already.
You're going to get a discount because they're not as in demand as they were.
And I think I would want to be selective and if I did get into the charms world for your Crocs, I would want to buy the ones that spoke to me the most.
But that's the fun about this is that every day you get an opportunity for someone else to speak to you through your shoes.
But when you do
for a little while,
when you do advent calendars and stuff, like deep down, I realize that's the item that didn't sell as well, or that they mass produced in a bigger way, and they could just put it in there. It's not the top items that usually
in an advent calendar.
Yeah, not all the time.
I actually have never thought about an advent calendar like that.
That's because I'm a realist, and that's the hard part. Look at it that way.
Me too.
But for the gibbets, I wish they could show you ahead of time so I could see. But
well, the gibbet number one that I can see in this TikTok is
it says
Croctober.
Croctober on it. Looks cute.
Yeah. I really
well, if anybody does that, let me know. But I think there's more countdown calendars than we think for things. We're just probably we're not deep enough in there.
Look, whatever you're into, there's a thing for it. It's all right. I hesitate to say it, but I just will. It's Rule 34, but it's for Crocs and whoever even knows what else. Whatever you're into, there's a something for you.
There is. It looks fun.
Yeah,
it's neat packaging. I also really like packaging stuff like that. If I would have, that could have got me.
The worst of the riot is over, but the fun can keep going.
Hey, I saw you checking out my goods.
Check the Riot blog or stalk us on social media.
You want to sample them? A little try before you buy, huh?
Through riot.radiou.com.
You don't forget all this. I'm just going to Arby's.